Joining me now is Jon Bey, Chairman and CEO at Standard Uranium. Great to see you again, Jon. Thanks for coming in.
Great to be here, Mark. Great to see you once again as well.
We saw each other at VRIC a few months ago. You said there are a lot of things happening this year. You've been delivering on a lot of new deals as well. So you're looking at 11 projects. You got 4 earn-in agreements, $30 million in committed funding as well. So give us a brief snapshot of the project generator model and how it's evolving.
Sure. So thank you for summarizing that. I mean, we transitioned to the project generator model last summer. We got to a point where we had, beyond our flagship Davidson River, we had 11 projects now in our portfolio. And for us, we wanted to see those projects advanced. Now, raising capital last summer was challenging, to say the least, in the uranium junior space. So we decided, look, best thing for us to do, bring in partners, fund those projects, move them forward, keep Davidson to ourselves, and run the company that way. And so far, it's worked out brilliantly. We've executed on that strategy. We brought in 4 partners, as you mentioned. We've completed 1 drill program in Atlantic. We're about to start on Canary, and then we'll do Sundog after that with our partner Arrow, and then Davidson River, our flagship, coming up towards the end of the summer.
Perfect segue to Atlantic. You did some drilling there, as you said. Sean Hilliker, your VP of Exploration, said results extremely encouraging, highly prospective. So in your mind, what were some of the highlights?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, I encourage the audience here, go online, see some of Sean's interviews he's done talking about the technical success of that program. Atlantic was an interesting project because we had never drilled it before. We acquired it 2 years ago through staking, and we started doing geophysics, identify where we wanted to drill. There was only 1 drill hole ever on the project done by Davidson years ago, and they missed the structure. So for us, we wanted to get the first drill program to really see if those structure was there, and it was a home run that way. So I think Sean highlighted, look, we had 5 drill holes. Every single one of them got into anomalous radioactivity, got into structure. We proved out that the fluid system is there, the plumbing is there, and now it's a matter of going back there and drilling it again with further geophysics we're going to do later this year. And I will point out that we've got a remarkable team of geologists and drillers working on that. They brought it in more meters than anticipated, under budget and under time, so they crushed it.
So a geophysical survey coming up, correct, to define follow-up targets?
Yeah, so the partner we have with Atco Mining was an earn-in where they would spend $1.3 million in year 1. Because we were so efficient, we did the drill program for under $1 million, so there's about $250,000 we can still spend. So we're going to do some geophysics to identify further targets on the project.
Now, in terms of the summer drilling program with Arrow at Sundog, you said you've got dozens of shallow targets, right?
Yeah. So Sundog is a very interesting project, and we're really happy that we were able to advance that with our partners at Arrow Energy. Now, Arrow is led by Galen McNamara and his friend and board member now, Garrett Ainsworth. Those 2 guys used to work together with Sean Hilliker at NextGen Energy, where Garrett was the VP of Exploration, and Galen and Sean were on the exploration team. So that was pretty exciting to have all those guys work together then, and then working together now on the Arrow, which is our Sundog project. And on top of that, Dale Varan from Fortune Bay used to be the VP of Exploration with Davidson. He's got 2 projects. They're Strike and the Mermac. We put it all together. Arrow staked some more land, and now we have the projects all getting advanced. So right now they're doing VTEM geophysics, lining up drill targets for this summer, starting as early as June. We're going to drill our Sundog and some of Fortune Bay's projects as well. So it's a super exciting time for that Uranium City region. Can't wait to get those drills spinning.
So some good pedigree there in terms of experience, for sure.
Remarkable. So not only do we have incredible technical team there, we've got targets that we've been advancing at Sundog for some time. So we've done a couple drill programs. Well, look, back in the day, from the 50s to the 80s, that was shallow Beaver Lodge hosted type deposits, low grade. We are looking not only to get into the sand, so we hit the unconformity and look into the basement rock. We think there's a possibility there could be a basement hosted deposit similar to what we're seeing in the southwest corner with Arrow and Triple R. So that's exciting.
And then Mamba Exploration is another partner on the Canary project, and you say this is quite underexplored.
Yeah.
So what are the drilling plans there, and what's your excitement level in terms of what you might come up with?
Yeah, so listen, that whole region, it really has been underexplored compared to other regions on the eastern side. And for us, when we staked those projects a few years ago, we got the Atlantic, Canary, and Ascent all around the same period. We spent the last 2 years doing geophysical work, getting those drill targets ready. And then once we announced it was time to JV those, Mamba was the first one to go. We had partners from Australia put their hand up and say, we love that project, let us get involved. So Mamba signed a deal with us. We're going to spend $1 million drilling it this summer, starting as early as the first week in May. And we can't wait to get on there and get into some of those targets.
And John, again, back to our conversation at VRIC, you mentioned Davidson River, the flagship project. You're looking to keep the eastern portion for Standard and then find an earn-in agreement partner for the western part. So can you update us there?
Yeah, so right now, we haven't found a partner for that one yet. We are quite happy to keep the entire project to ourselves. So for us right now, Davidson River is lined up to be drilled later in the summer. That's our flagship. That's the one we own, 90% of, with the option to earn 100%. And we're looking forward to getting back up there and drilling that again. We haven't drilled it since the summer of 2022. We've obtained a lot more information about the project since then. So, and since that time, F3 made their discovery in the JR zone. And we see Fission drilling further south along towards our project and NextGen drilling above us. So that region's getting very, very exciting. And for us, our goal is to make that, Arrow 2.0 discovery in our project. And we just keep working towards that.
You mentioned that last summer it was tough to raise money for a lot of companies throughout the sector. What's it like now with uranium still very solid, around 90 a pound right now? How would you describe sentiment and how does Standard fit into the landscape?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, let's back up a few months prior to the PDAC. That first quarter of 2024 was really exciting. The uranium was flying. It went up to $110, and everybody wanted to be in the uranium space. For us, it was ideal because we had launched on our project generator model. We had inbound calls almost daily. People like the fact that we have a geological technical team that are all uranium geologists based in Saskatchewan. We know all the vendors. We have First Nations agreements signed on all our projects, have all our permits, and our technical team was going to run the program. So that was really exciting for us. I think since March until where we are now, mid-April, the market's cooled a bit. Gold's getting hot. Uranium's kind of flatlined. But for us, look, we've got all our cash flow, all our G&A paid for by our partners. So for us, it's just a matter of us funding Davidson River, and then everything else is looked after. So the sentiment macro-wise, uranium's at $90 a pound. That's a great number. We see it going higher. We see the demand for uranium continue to be strong at the macro level as well. So the future for uranium and nuclear energy is going to be getting stronger and stronger. So be patient, investors. Wait. Find good partners to work with. Get in early before they make those big discoveries, and position yourself now. It's a good time to be investing in uranium companies.
It makes sense. You always have to look long term. You can't just focus short term, obviously. And then just lastly here, you've talked about 24 being ambitious, exciting for Standard Uranium. You've been accomplishing a lot. Take us through the rest of the year and into early 25, the catalyst that investors can look forward to.
Sure. Let's start with next month. So as we get into the first week of May, we're going to be drilling our Canary project with Mamba. That will take us about a month, and then we'll shift and we'll get our geology team and our drillers over to our Arrow project, our Sundog with the Arrow company. We'll be drilling that one through June and July, and then we hope to bring everyone back down to Davidson River for end of July all through September. On top of that, we've got our next two projects in line, our Corvo and our Rocus. Those two are our next advanced, and we want to do geophysics on those ones, get those drill ready, permit ready for next year to do JV deals on those projects with partners.
Great stuff. Thanks, Don.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark.
All right. Thank you for the update. Jon Bey, Chairman and CEO at Standard Uranium.